Alright, so keep it in line here, looking around. Olivia Swears asks, what was my favorite gaming convention that I've ever been to? Honestly, the best one I think I ever went to was way before gaming conventions were big. When I went to the original MagFest that I attended way back when I was just starting up on YouTube, and I wasn't a huge deal. I had only made a few videos for YouTube at the time, and I'd gone on like a vacation. Actually, yeah, because that was before I was posting up gameplay videos. I think it was 2007. Yeah, whatever MagFest was at the end, I think of 2007 was my favorite one, because no one there knew me as a celebrity or anything. I was just known as like a pro Street Fighter player, because people knew me from the Street Fighter community. Actually, a lot of Street Fighter players had attended that MagFest, and so they recognized me, and I actually got in as a judge on the rock band competition they had. I also got to play with the crew of ScrewAttack.com in the Call of Duty tournament that they did at that event. And we came in second place, so we actually did damned good. So that was a fun event because it was like no pressure, just me kind of hanging out, having fun. It was like a vacation for me, really. And by the way, again, that was before, I'm an internet celebrity, people want to see me and talk to me and or hound me and harass me, whichever it may be. So in that regard, it was kind of like a very different situation than if I went to a convention today. You see what I mean? And I remember I had my own, it was a really nice hotel. I had a spa in my hotel room. Like, it was like a hot tub kind of tub in the hotel room. And I loved it because every night I got to relax with these bubbles. I had a drink. I would watch, like, movies or DVDs in the freaking hot tub. And then I would, what do I, extended quick draw mag. That's what I want. Yeah, drop the other two. It was just a lot of fun. It really was. It was a lot of fun. You know, hanging out with different gamers from all over the country I'd met. And, you know, it was pretty sweet. I definitely enjoyed it. You know, not to say that going to other conventions later on when I was a YouTuber were bad. They weren't. But there was always an air of pressure. I need to perform and appear for people. You know what I mean? And quite frankly, that's not, in my opinion, as much fun as, just going for the sake of having fun and messing around and not necessarily having a pressure on you constantly. You know what I mean? So there you go. That's my honest answer. Shout out to AES. AES cheered and said, the problem with Beyond Two Souls is that initially the memories were disorganized and it was oftentimes hard to check what was going on. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think I really had much of a problem with Beyond Two Souls in that regard. I think some people just didn't like that the game was like 10 hours long. Not even. It was like you could beat it in like 8 to 8.5 hours. And a lot of people didn't want to go back and replay. I replayed it and I saw a lot of alternate stuff that I didn't see my first run, which was kind of fun. A lot of people these days have issue paying $60 for a game that's less than like 20 hours of gameplay, just in general, so. And shout out to King Swagons, he said, now what about Until Dawn compared to Heavy Rain? Different devs. See, I actually would say Until Dawn is about on par with Heavy Rain. I would actually say that. Because it's the same thing. If you fuck up, characters will die. They don't come back. There's direct repercussions to the end of the game. You can have different scenarios for the end of the game depending on who's alive and who's dead. Certain people can help you survive. Certain people may not be there to help you survive. And I like that about the game. Yeah, I would actually say Until Dawn is about as good as Heavy Rain. There you go. Super Meat Boy just did a $1 tip. So can I get it unbanned? I got banned for tipping and quoting Drake lyrics. Ha ha ha! He did. That's pretty funny. That was probably a couple months ago, right? Alright, well, the thing is, I don't know your name. And by the way, just to clarify for the Nudniks, I'm not unbanning this guy because he tipped me. If this guy had emailed me or tweeted me, I would have unbanned him too. In fact, earlier today, someone said, I got banned a few months ago. Can you unban me? And I unbanned them in the stream chat. So, I regularly unban people. So, yeah, if you send me... I'm not going to do it now, obviously, because I'm playing the game. But if you send me your name on Twitch via, say, email or you tweet me, then later on I'll unban you. Just don't keep doing that. Don't start quoting Drake. Chances are you'll offend someone, because Drake is very offensive. For those who aren't aware, Drake is super offensive. Everyone knows that, you know, his language is not allowed on my streams. No Drake. Josh is okay, but not Drake. Okay. was that noise? I don't even know what that was. Oh, fuck. Scared the shit out of me. ISD Captain just cheered and said, when you traveled, you mostly had to sleep on the couch because only one bed was in the room during FGC days. It depended. It depended. Like, sometimes, alright, it would depend on who would reserve the room. And if maybe someone opted to pay a little bit more, they would get the bed. But there were times, yes, when we had so many people in a room at a gaming tournament that I would be, like, on the couch or on the floor. I slept on the floor many times during my fighting game days, that's for sure. But if I reserved the room, then I would get the bed, see? Or sometimes we do it super fairly and we just rotate. So that way everyone got an opportunity to sleep on the bed. Boy, I'm fucked. I only have 2 minutes. I'm done. I'm super done. Cody Carls just cheered. And he says, I didn't like how they jumped you back and forth in between her life. I guess he's talking about Beyond Two Souls. In Beyond Two Souls instead of the chronological plot. That is true. I mean, I do agree there how you did jump around. It wasn't all concretely in order. That's called in medias res. It's a popular narrative style they use in writing in general. And they use it to keep an element of mystery going. They actually feel that if they had started the story from start to finish in chronological order, it wouldn't be as interesting because you know everything that's going on. It is kind of a cheap tactic, quite frankly, so. Decky Smurf says, why did you just share the bed with your bros? Well, I did. I mean, I did. There were times when, for example, if it was a queen bed, you know, just a bed small enough for one person, then more than one guy would sleep in the bed. I mean, all of us were strong masculine guys. We weren't, you know, guys who were afraid that someone's going to grab our ass or be, you know, have some kind of a homosexual tendency that we were going to be offended by or anything like that. We were just there to hang out, have fun, and play games. So, you know, it wasn't like, oh, God, 2 guys in a bed is so homo. No, it wasn't like that at all. Nunnik. I got a $1 tip from Nunnik. Thank you, Nunnik, for the $1 tip. And then Almighty Black Theo cheered 50 bits and says, shout out to the DBZ squad. Okay, then. Whoever that is, great. Tacky Spur says, what's wrong with a little ass grabbing between bros? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying it would have to be consensual, and none of us wanted to consent to have our asses grabbed by another dude, because we were all very, you know, heterosexual. We had no desire to be harassed by a sex we had no interest in. Trust me, we had enough harassment in the fighting game community just playing the fighting games, going to arcade. Again, back then, it was like you go and you play, people are talking shit in your face and fucking being dicks. We had enough harassment in the arcade. We didn't need sexual harassment outside of the arcade. Okay. ISD Captain Cheers said, Howard got married to a girl named Jasmine. I think she is Asian. Yeah, that was his long-standing girlfriend. He'd been with her a long time, then he got engaged and eventually got married. So, yep, that's correct. That is a factual statement. Detrudi asks, what is the ideal game length? There is none. Because every type of game is different. You know what I mean? Like, you could have a really fun, amazingly written, gripping narrative game that's only 8 hours long, and you could have a game that has some of the best gameplay ever, minimal story, but it grips you and makes you keep coming back for more, and that game you could play for 20, 30 hours. You know, Street Fighter has no significant story. There is a story, but it sucks. But Street Fighter can grip you with its high-level gameplay and become a great game. You can play that game for hundreds of hours, if not longer. I mean, how many hours have I played Super Turbo over the years? Who fucking knows? But versus a game that's only 8 hours long but has an amazing story. They're both legit experiences. I don't think that there's an answer for you to your question. Ah, my nose. I almost made it to the white line. Fuck.